It's showtime. It says we are live. I don't even have a microphone. I don't have music.
Well, you reminded me. I got a microphone now.
Most people have like big intros, like a countdown.
We don't.
Man, I was on like Vet and what's his name, Big Ray Hernandez show the
Well,
other
how'd that
day.
go?
It was good, but they have all this stuff like music and a big intro and.
Well, we got music. If you push the button and it plays it, you know.
Hold on, let me
but
see.
You can't do.
This thing on.
Yeah,
this
it's
thing on.
now. Now we got Big Ray Hernandez. We're just like the Vet.
That's right.
We're over. We're like the Army of two minus one.
They run a real professional show over there. The Hameen Media Group.
Oh, that's big money. Hameen is what.
Yeah, they
is.
got that wherever he's from. They got that oil money or whatever. it is,
Yeah.
you know? I'm allowed to say that. I think I am, aren't I?
Then he slaps people for money.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't take it from 5 to 10. I thought he was going to one time, but I guess it's still the $5 face.
I thought it was at one time.
I did
think
too.
I thought it was 10, but it still called it 5. Inflation. Medium 5 is in the house. Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass in green. Thank you, Frank. Michael Costello's back in green. Him and Opinion Haver are the longest two members of Wrestling with Rip Rogers. Been over a year now.
That's the greatest news I've heard today.
Man,
well, sort of.
I should have got you. Is that thing all the way up? I mean,
yeah, it's all the way up.
You get lower and
no. Wait a minute. You're getting taller.
I mean,
you're getting taller.
Something's wrong here.
Excuse me. You
Opinion Haver said we're trying to do our best, man. They put on a hell of a show over there.
Well, Opinion Haver, you know he's doing male stripping on the side, don't you?
I don't know what that has to do with producing their show, though.
Well, I don't know either, but I'm just trying to get him over.
Yeah, they next NXT, I think it's called Next Level. I don't know, man. He always plugs us so good, and then I get on here and mess the whole thing up. But it's the NXT review. Listen to this. So I got it every Wednesday. Hameen Media Group every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Opinion Haver, Big Ray Hernandez cover NXT. I had to watch it last week, Rip, and there's a new girl on there. Holy cow! I don't know if she's new. She's new to me. Gosh, what's her name? I kind of fell. Surely my wife's not watching this today.
You sort of fell in love at first sight. Is that what you're trying to say?
Surely.
Was she big boned?
Lola Vice. Well,
you just show me her butt is all you're doing.
Well, so what?
Huh?
There's her face. I mean,
well, who cares of that when you show the butt?
Lola Vice is my new favorite wrestler.
Lola Vice. That's a hell of a name.
Lola Vice.
She'll put you in that vice. Clap, 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 whatever.
That gives me a reason to watch NXT.
It does.
Clayton's here. He's in green. Thank you, Clayton.
Thank you, Clayton. Beards are looking tough.
Yeah, mine's spotty, but
I had to take the little scissors and trim the thing around my mouth here. I was chewing food and it was getting in my mustache and my hair would fall down in my mouth and it's still falling down my mouth. And I still got my Donald Trump.
Lucky for you, nobody can see you on here. You know, maybe I need to lower this thing. Will that help? Nope. That's where the picture cuts off anyway. That doesn't matter.
But we are Rip Rogers Live. Okay.
Wrestling with Rip Rogers. Ask Rip Rogers Live.
Oh,
is what it is.
Ask Rip Rogers Live. Okay.
Let's get a couple plugs in here while we got some people on here. Rip. Hey, that reminds me. We sold 3 T-shirts, 4 T-shirts maybe. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I got some money for you today. ProWrestlingTees.com. Wrestling with the Rip Rogers or the Hustler shirt, or there's like a fanny pack shirt on there and some other shirts.
Hell, I need a new fanny pack. My fanny pack's starting to bust through because my keys are coming out. Shit, I only got one set of keys. If I lose that, I'm screwed.
And I don't have access to this, but Rip's book on Amazon.com. The book on pro wrestling, lessons from Rip Rogers. And our awesome intro music that I finally got on today, brought to you by Starcade. Look at that.
Oh, Starcade. Oh, that's when they got the Sous Chocolate light skin mocha.
The greatest rap wrestling
in the world
group
ever
in the world.
EVA ever.
Starcade. Go check out Long Limousine and
Starcade, baby.
Too Freaky.
Oh yeah,
those two are.
And that's when you what was when you threw the fire.
Too Freaky.
And then you hit them with the kendo stick.
Too Freaky.
And Chili's sitting there looking big.
Too freaky.
Okay. Too freaky, baby.
And then today, we're going to try. What do you say? Today at noon, we got the world famous spinners
Turbo and Floyd.
AEW, ROH, NWA, OVW.
The superstars, baby.
They do their jet skiing all over the world.
And they're the youngest, most fittest men in wrestling.
And they're almost undefeated. And they're going to spin their way right on to Wrestling with Rip Rogers.
It don't
today.
get any better than that, I don't think.
I don't think either. I love the people that are like, I never heard of them. Who are these guys?
Oh,
I get
some guy said he never heard of somebody. Oh,
I think that guy's all right though. He wasn't trying to be a dick. Some people.
Well, what was he trying to do? I never heard of him. Well, where in the hell you been?
I think he was being like serious though. Some people do it like, okay, for instance, people have heard of you, I'm sure, and I've seen people say, "Who's this guy?" Like people will comment, or we've had other guests on here that have been pretty famous. They're like, who the fuck's this guy? People just, that's like the cool thing to do. That's the indie fan, smart, cool thing to do. And I think it's just stupid. That's the dumbest. I don't know. Like I saw you say the other day, you said something about, oh, what channel were you on? Like when people say you lost all the time or whatever.
Yeah. That was good. That was a good one. Oh yeah. Well, and what channel were you on there, Slim? Oh, excuse me, none.
Yeah. So anyway,
the
Outrunners will be on today at noon.
Out and Runners.
And we revealed this last week, Rip. I don't know if you remember that or not, but Adam Cole is the devil. You remember that, Rip?
No, but I remember. Yeah. And how could he be in the devil when he's been hurt all this time? And he's so skinny, and then all of a sudden he's the devil. I guess if the devil was wearing black, it wouldn't matter though, would it?
I saw somebody post a picture of the devil at one of the shows, and it was obviously like a Wardlow, some big jack guy. And then they showed Adam Cole next to the devil.
Wayne 162.
They're like, it looks like Adam Cole took his mask off and lost all his muscles or whatever, something.
Oh, well, what the hell? It could be Ole Anderson going, Sting. He could be all the different characters.
Hey, while we're on that topic, man, I can't believe you just said that. So
I just said that. Okay.
You know, Sting is retiring from AEW at some time next year, or this year now, I guess it is, at some point in time. So what they're alluding to, at least what I saw, I don't think it's like official yet, but I think it's official. Drum roll, Rip. Give me a drum roll. What appears to be Sting's last match, Rip. None other. Do you know who these guys are?
No.
See, now you're going to act like those other people say, who is this? Now, this is brought to you by AEW, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
That's the Young Bucks, baby.
Oh.
It looks like.
Well, hell, they look like the old Bucks now. Middle-aged Bucks.
It looks like Sting's last match of his entire life.
Is he going to take them both on?
Well, it's him and Darby.
Oh, okay.
I think Ric Flair's like their manager or whatever. You think Sting can beat the Young Bucks, Rip?
I hope so.
Be a tough one. Speaking of that might lead into something else I got here I found. This is from Inside the Ropes. Dave Meltzer has made a bold claim regarding the Young Bucks' in-ring ability. The last 20 years, there's been no tag team in wrestling that is better at carrying people to good matches than the Young Bucks in the last 20 years.
Well, I guess Dave's allowed to say anything.
Well, sure he is, but you could still like elaborate a little more than that.
Elaborate on it. I think he's delusional.
Excuse me. Go. That's better. So you don't think they're the best tag team in the last 20 years?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at them. They look like two young boys.
Well, they're called the Young Bucks.
But they're not young.
But they look like young boys. So they're the Young Bucks. Makes
they got
total sense.
They're balding.
Only one of them is.
Oh, okay.
And he's the younger of the Young Bucks.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Well, they've had a good run with AEW, so what the hell?
Well, they've had a good run. I don't know if I'd put them up there as the greatest tag team ever in the last 20 years or whatever.
How many? Excuse me. How many matches has Dave had?
Probably 0.
Okay, so just okay. That answers it right there.
0.
Unless you're in the business, you don't know. You don't know. Have a couple thousand matches and you start to get it.
Oh, that's the other thing. They, I think it was Cornette or somebody. The other day, I think it was at a pay-per-view. It was Miro, who used to be,
Yeah,
or maybe he was Miro, or whatever his name is on AEW now. Maybe it's Miro now.
Okay.
Anyway, he was wrestling somebody else. Can't even remember. But they always walk to the ring and they show what their record is. So Miro's record for like 2023 was like 6-0. So he had 6 matches.
Well, you got to remember, some people on AEW, they've been under contract, they still haven't wrestled.
I understand that. That's what you always go to. But I'm talking to this specific event. Miro, one of their stars, who I guarantee you they're paying a lot of money, has had 6 matches.
Well, who's the booker? He's not booking him.
Maybe he's been injured. I don't know. I somebody, there was like rumor on there like he won't lose to anybody. So then Tony just doesn't book him, but he pays him. But he like refuses to lose. So then he's 6-0, baby, undefeated. It's like King Carl, 2-0, the undefeated king of wrestling managers.
I guess so. Hey, do you know today's Jason Garrison's birthday?
No, I did not know that.
Today is It's also Brian Blair's, president of Cauliflower Alley Club out there. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday to both of those guys.
Pull up the clip, the picture, the happy birthday thing. Pull that up.
What happy birthday thing?
Like when we say happy birthday to him, we can show a picture of him on here. I pull up pictures of different things I'm talking about.
I don't have a picture of.
What? Why not? It'd be awesome to put a professor picture up.
You're right.
Why didn't you get that ready to go for us?
Well, I just happened to see it as I was driving here today.
Oh, you were on your phone while you're driving over here, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Doesn't seem safe.
Probably not.
Let's see. We got any questions in here today? This is Ask Rip Rogers Live. Anybody? Questions? George Jetson in the house today.
Meet George Jetson?
Frank's Pickle Barrel, I said, Rip, I used the tongue submission on the wife last night.
Why use it on the wife? Aren't you sick of her? Use it on your boyfriend or your other girlfriends. Is that Medium 5 talking?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hell, he's a legend.
Surely he doesn't have a boyfriend, I wouldn't think.
No.
It was Frank.
Frank's Pickle Barrel?
Bobby Lopez said Brian Blair lied about the Iron Sheik. I don't know about that.
I didn't know the Sheik's ever told the truth in his life. Well, you know it, Daddy.
John Tucker, you're going to stump us again. We didn't even, man, I don't think we went. And I had that thing.
Okay, John Tucker says, who wrestled?
I pulled it up right here.
Who wrestled Andre in the ICW opening? It was Garvin.
Oh, was it? Good.
Yeah. No, see what that is? That was old footage from the Knoxville territory when Garvin was working for Southeastern, because Andre charged him, and it shows basically Garvin beating the shit out of him. And since Garvin was French Canadian and Andre was French Canadian, they had a bond, and Garvin would mentor Andre, so they got along real well. So Andre would always oversell Garvin. He'd let Garvin beat the shit out of him, but that was great.
Well, yeah, the reason he asked about the intro, something about the intro last week, the crutch maybe or something, and I said we were going to look into it, and then we never looked into it. So I'm glad you knew that was Garvin. I'd hate to have John Tucker super chat us 2 weeks in a row without information.
Oh, you talking about when Lanny hit Crusher with the crutch?
I can't remember. John Tucker, what did you ask last week? Was it the crutch or the 2x4 or something?
No, it wasn't a 2x4.
No, there was another one.
Savage that was Randy. Yeah, that was Randy coming in. He had the hood on.
Do you know who he hit though?
No. Well, if I looked at the thing, I'd know.
Yeah, there was a crutch and a 2x4, both.
See, what Lanny was so good when he had the crutch, because he hit. It looked like he killed Crusher Broomfield with it, but he hit him in the trap right there, and boom, he hit him and bounced back. That was awesome. Crusher was awesome.
Well, I guess his question was who got carted off. Do you remember that? That's what his question was.
All I got to do is look at the thing.
Well, we should have done that. We had a week to.
Well, I didn't know he asked what the question was.
Well, he asked it last week. Paid money for it too.
Oh. Has there ever been a girl missing limbs? I don't know.
B. Brian Blair falsely accused Sheik of being a child molester on a shoot interview. Wow, I don't know. I'm not getting into false accusations on the deceased here, wrestling with Rip Rogers.
But I know the Sheik would go, "Hello, baby. Maybe you want to see the Sheik pose." The Sheik was
I guess B.
awesome.
Brian Blair's not. Maybe I said that wrong. Sorry to interrupt you. Maybe I might have taken Bobby Lopez's words wrong there, but either way, I have no idea. I haven't seen the interview and don't know anything about it.
You got to remember, a lot of times the wrestlers, they're just ribbing. Everything they do is a rib. No matter what they tell you is a rib. It's basically a joke. And if you want to believe that shit, that's your business, because there's nothing like wrestlers telling entertaining stories. And somewhere it might say, well, there's on that story, it's sort of the truth, at least a little bit of the truth, or at least I made it up and it was an entertaining story. So what the hell?
So are you telling everybody out here that you're lying to them on this show? You're a wrestler.
Yeah.
You see, every Friday we just get on here and lie. Is that what you're saying?
Well, pretty much I tell, yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, if I'd say anything the way it really is, we would be canceled.
Well, that's not lying just because you don't use other words. Thanks, John Tucker. Appreciate it. A few more of those. Somebody else chip in. Rip can get some Taco Bell today.
I got the box the other day.
Yeah.
The $5 box. Oh, my God. It was awesome. It was the greatest Taco Bell I had that day.
I bet. Somebody give us some questions here at Wrestling with Rip Rogers. Ask Rip Rogers live.
Oh.
It's live. So I'm not going to sit here and bury him, but just a discussion.
That means you are then.
No, just a discussion. We did enough of that last week. I'm not going to do it again this week. Plus, we got the world famous Outrunners on. Did you happen to see the Tony Khan tweet fest?
I've seen
this last week
pictures of it. Now, first of all, let's set this straight. First of all, God bless Tony Khan and his dad's money.
Yeah.
Without them, there would be no AEW, and WWE could be as rotten as possible because there would be no real competition. So
get in the screen here, Rip.
I'm trying to get in the screen.
Well, you
whatever.
Keep leaning over talking to me. You got to
No,
stand up straight and talk to the people out there.
You're just so hot. You know how it is.
Talk to the people out there. Tony Khan, God bless him, his money, him and his dad. What were you saying? I just want to get you in the picture. Not
okay, right, but Tony doesn't know anything about wrestling. Excuse me. He doesn't know anything. Most of the stuff he does has been proven not to work, but he's going to force it down your throat. He's going to have every scrum. The camera's going to be on him. It's the Tony Khan show.
Which is fine, I think. I mean, we do have the Outrunners coming on. Remember that.
Okay, and Runners.
We're trying to get them hired by.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Now,
but he could still have somebody help him, I think.
Please.
I mean,
yes.
That's all.
Yeah. All he'd have to do is, let's just say he gave me a job.
Yeah.
And I said, Tony, you're not, I'll just answer it truthfully. And he'll ask me about something. I'll say, well, it's really not good because of this, and this. But of course, it's your decision. He said, well, it's my decision. I said, well, okay. But at least you heard this is what's going to probably happen because I've been there, failed, and done that. Excuse me. So Tony don't have really any. He was the world's biggest fan. Can't get on him for that. But what the hell?
Yep. I just think it is funny though that the tweets just crack me up, man. Like he's pissed off that Jinder Mahal came in and got a title shot because Hook is 28-1. You know, they keep records. 28-1, and I guess the internet was upset that Hook got a title shot or maybe got a title shot against Samoa Joe. I don't even know how that all went down. I didn't watch it last week. I don't know. And then Tony came back and said, well, Hook's 28-1. Jinder Mahal's lost all his matches. Like it's real. Like it's 28-1 is real.
Well, Jinder. Well, if the boss says Jinder is 5,001,
But he's not. He's
no.
long. He hadn't even been on, I don't think.
Well, just think if Tony would hire Jinder and put him on like the 5,000, he'd wrestle every show, he could be the new Goldberg. That would be awesome. And all because it would be Tony Khan's idea.
Well, he's in WWE right now. Do you remember the night had you met Jinder Mahal before that night? We were remember when we were backstage for that? I think it was just a house show that Orton got us in or whatever, and then we hung out. It was Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton in the main event. Remember that?
I remember that was at the.
Had you met Jinder Mahal before that night?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't remember anyway.
He was
he's jacked now.
Well, he was jacked then.
Was he?
Yeah.
As good?
Oh yeah, I don't know what I saw him in a suit the other night. Yeah, this is when he got his run when he was jacked.
Yeah, we was at the Indiana State Fair Coliseum, right? Yeah, that's where it was.
He was super nice, super cool, very respectful. Sat down with us for a while with Orton, and was just like,
"Oh, cool.
Yes, sir. No, sir. All that obviously made a good impression on you."
I can't remember shit.
Well, you can remember some things because
I know that, but
because you tell them to me on a daily basis. So I know you remember them.
92
Hey, I know you remember them because you tell me every day.
Did I tell you that?
Hey, did you know Dylan Bostic used to live with Dave? I was almost said Meltzer.
Yeah, why'd you tell
Dave
me
Marquez?
That? Yeah, why'd you tell me that?
No, that's what you tell me like almost every day. Hey, you know Dylan used to live with Dave Marquez?
And where'd I have to go today? I had to go to the airport.
I can't believe you took him to the airport and then did not tell me that he used to live with him. I am shocked that you didn't follow it up.
I probably was going to, and I forgot to. Hey, but he's fired up about wanting to work out again.
Oh, good.
So
that's great.
It's going to be Dave, Mr. Universe Marquez now.
I can't wait. John Tucker.
What is the best ring size and how does it matter? Great question. Okay, now I've worked in 14-foot rings before. I've worked in 24-foot rings before. And I think about the best size is a 16's 14 is real small. 16, we used to have our travel ring in ICW was a 16-footer, but usually we'd have an 18, some 20. But I remember working in 24-foot boxing rings. Oh my God. And then when you're doing two-part high spots, there's too much ring. So you got to sell different. You got to take the spacings all different. So the first thing you want to do is get in the ring and figure out, if you don't know, what size ring it is. Because if you're heavy guys, if you're fat guys trying to do high spots in a 24-foot ring, it's going to be funnier and shit looking because big old fat guys running in rings too big.
What was the old OVW? That had to be like a 14, right?
No. The only 14-foot rings I ever seen were in England.
Okay, then what was that one? That was
probably
tiny. I could almost touch the damn other ropes.
Probably a 16.
Well, that thing was.
Well, you got to remember, you're about 12 foot
tall. I don't have to remember. I just think it was a tiny ass ring. I remember when Brock and Batista would wrestle in that old OVW ring. I mean, that thing was, well, you probably never watched them, but crazy. And then we went to the Louisville. Mm-hmm. What's the WWE ring now? Anybody know? Do you know?
Probably a 20 by 20.
I want to say when we trained in Louisville at OVW, it was obviously bigger than the one in Jeffersonville, but I still think it was a little bit smaller than the regular WWE ring. But the little ones are easy on you, like cardio wise,
right?
Especially I can practice and stuff. Practice in a little ring, piece of cake. You get in the bigger ring, you start getting blown up. But yeah, the footing, the steps, running the ropes, all that kind of stuff.
Then you're into ropes.
Is totally different.
Is different, and some places would have the 4 ropes, instead of the 3 ropes. Then you got the cable. Everything's different, and you get it. You really work a lot of shows, and then all of a sudden you're great at any ring because you've been in there before, and it's not a surprise for you. Going into a real small ring or a real real like a 24-foot boxing or whatever is mind boggling to a green guy. It's just, oh my God. But then you get used to it.
I think it's easier to sell in a big ring.
Yeah, there's
You
more
get your
room.
spacing. And
Right.
the guy's just not standing there right on you. Good question, John Tucker. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. John Tucker is not only in green, but he also supports Rip's Taco Bell habit with Super Chat questions. And
With a $5 box.
we really appreciate that. We are not sending any of this money to anywhere else. No families in need, nothing like that. We are.
What are you trying to say?
We are keeping every dollar of it, and Rip's going to eat with it. So just to let everybody know,
Are you trying to say
we're the Super Chat. I saw, without mentioning any names, I saw the other night. He's like, there will be no freeloaders tonight. Our families need this money. There will be no freeloading questions tonight.
Wow.
So anyway.
Okay.
Let's see. What else we got here? Hey, Heavy D back.
Where's he been?
I don't know. I don't think he's been on here in a while. He's in green, though. That means
That's
he's
all
a member. That
that's
means
all
he's
that
a loyal
matters.
listener. So that's good. Have I missed any questions here? I think somebody asked a Mick Foley question somewhere. George Jetson said, what does Rip think of Mick Foley and his wrestling style?
Well, he's definitely different, and that's what you want to do. You want to stick out. So he's doing that. He's doing it without a now Mick Foley is a real big guy. God, he must be what, at least 6'4".
Maybe in his prime.
I'm gonna say might have shrunk now, but he could move. He can really wrestle, but that's not his thing. And if he's going out there and willing to do everything, he's great for the show. So his style, does he get hurt? Yes. Is he beat up? Yes. But he's well compensated for it, and he's a legend. And whatever he did with his style, it certainly worked.
Plus, it was a long time ago where not everybody kind of did the same shit, and he stood. He needed a way, in my opinion, to stand out. He didn't have the best body.
Right.
He wasn't the best looking guy, according to him, even. So he needed to do something different, and he definitely did something different. So what about the people that say, like, he was hardcore, which you don't really get into hardcore too much, Rip? What about people that give him like some heat for being hardcore and jumping off cages? And I know what my answer is.
Well,
he sold at least.
Yeah, I mean, my gosh, he's had some of the most memorable matches that's in this era. You know what I mean? The thing with the Undertaker. Oh my God, when he threw him off the cage. My problem was, well, he got up.
Yeah. But typically he sells.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah. In today's world, guys do all these, I call them stupid bumps. A bump is supposed to mean something. And they just jump up to get all their fucking shit in. And it's just, if you're an old guy, it's disgusting, because we were taught to sell stuff. If you sell, now you're all of a sudden an underdog. You're if you're a baby face. And if you don't sell, and then when your appearance, when you look like a skinny fat nerd, excuse me, and you're just doing a bunch of moves, it's disgusting.
All right, let's stick to Mick Foley here.
Okay.
Get off hand. The skinny fat nerds, while we have a question on Mick Foley.
Okay.
Tell the people about a match or two of yours with Mick Foley.
Okay, we had a match on TBS, and we just went boom, and we did a whole bunch of shit. And to me, it was nothing but fun. To him, it was nothing but fun. Did we beat the shit out of each other? Yes. Were we doing a bunch of stuff that we could possibly get hurt and never wrestle again? Yes. And we loved every minute of it. And I remember one of the bosses coming back, and they said, we did too much. I said, well, wait a minute. You're the guys that told us to do a 10 or 11 minute segment. If you want 30 seconds, I can do 30 seconds. The pay's the same. I don't give a rat's ass. But when you put down, this is what you want in time, and you got Mick Foley out there, you want the hardcore legend. You don't want a top wrist lock and a pretty headlock takeover. I can give you any style you want, but don't bitch about something when you're the one that said how much time we're supposed to pull. Excuse me. Fuck you.
Well, I think you'd also mentioned with that amount of time, you didn't want to just take heat for 10 minutes.
Oh,
no.
No. Right.
Well, then tell the people that, or explain, go into depth on that.
Well, every kind of match is different. I got to treat him as a star, but I also got to get heat on him. But I wanted him to register more and not just sell. I said, hey, CAC, you're the fucking star in this position. I'm not. You're so much bigger than me, so you're going to hurt yourself some way. Then I'm going to be on that son of a bitch. At the end, stuff that's going to work that I started with, I'll try it again. You'll counter the son of a bitch, and you'll end up beating me in the middle with your finish hold. I remember Jesse Ventura say, oh, the people are standing for Cactus Jack, and Jesse went out of character. He said, and they're cheering for Rip Rogers too. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to be cheered. I'm the bad guy. I'm there to get Cactus over. That's my job, is to make him look like a superstar, and he sure as hell did it.
That's cool. Let's see what we said. Heavy D. Hey, look at that, man. We got Mike Myers helping you out here, Rip. Extra Taco Bell me, Rip. That's $6. You can now get the box today.
I can get the box. It costs $5 plus tax, so that's $5.45.
Yeah.
Oh man, they got
the box today.
Oh God.
Better give it a shout out to Mike Myers,
Thank you, Mike Myers.
This makes her story that kind of killed the story of the miser.
Do what now?
I don't know. He said he heard that the miser paid for Gorgeous George's funeral.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, the original Gorgeous George, when he died, Angelo Poffo paid for his funeral because Gorgeous George, he died and he was broke. And just as a goodwill gesture, Angelo paid for it. That's like when we were in ICW in the old territory. I was a business partner with Randy, Lanny, and Angelo, Ronnie Garvin, Bob Root, and Bob Orton Jr., and George Weingroff. And Miser said, after we made our initial investments, he said, anything we have to buy, I'll buy it, because he just wanted to wrestle every day and be with his boys. So they were wrestling every day. So he bought a brand new ring truck, this is about 1980, like $37,000. 2 Iveco diesel ring trucks to drive the boys around. And in at the Channel 36 studio, WTVQ in Lexington, where we lived and produced our shows, they got a new general manager in, and we were doing promos there. We was cutting our tape there. We was airing our tape there, doing our dubbing there. So we was paying him a hell of a lot of money. So the new general manager I know he was just going to double our rates. So Miser said, hell, they doubled our rates. So we said, okay, we'll just move to Channel 27. We bought our own cameras, and we started doing like WWE did years ago. We would tape matches from Missouri to Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, wherever we would wrestle at. Here's a match from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. This is the way WWE used to do. Here's a match from Johnson City, Tennessee. Here's a match from Louisville, Kentucky. Here's a match from Springfield, Illinois. So, but Miser, he's the one that footed all the bill because he just loved the wrestling business, but he wanted to be with his boys, Randy and Lanny, every night for as long as he could.
Do you remember how big the ICW ring was?
Well, I know the one was 16 by 16, but that was a travel ring. We had 3 different rings, and we kept one in Johnson City because we ran that every Tuesday night. We kept one in Lexington. That was the 16-foot ring, and then we had a ring that somebody I see his face. I can't remember his name, but he lived in like Southern Illinois. And he would bring to the Southern Illinois or Missouri town, so we didn't have to bring it, and then we'd pay him for that.
Hey, look at that. We got a new member today, Rip. Medium 5. New member. I was thinking maybe he was a member at one time, but maybe not anymore, but he is back, baby. He's
Well, that's all
back.
that matters is if he's back.
What do you
That's
think
all.
of that background? You like that? Medium 5, back to being a member if he
Okay.
wasn't already. And look at that. Bobby Lopez going to contribute. Does Rip like the Doritos Locos Tacos?
I don't know what that is. Any taco I like. Any Mexican food I like.
How about Mexican women?
Oh my God.
Easy. Don't talk about my wife now.
Okay, I'm not talking about your wife, but let's just say when I was in Puerto Rico, I didn't want to leave.
Wonder where that girl's from. I like now. Lola Vice. Where's Lola Vice from?
I don't know, but just the name, she's dirty. The Vice. That's awesome.
I'm sure it's a fake name.
Well, who cares? I can just see Vince McMahon, if he was still around, he'd be giving her $12 million too, or whatever for whatever. Well, hell,
what do you think about our look right there? Is it
well, you look
too
good.
dark? Or?
I look.
No, I mean, like the lighting is what I'm talking about.
Hey, this is the greatest lighting I've seen today.
Ooh.
Oh no, not that. I want it. That way we would be a more like if you go to a tit bar and they got the lights down low, all of a sudden we're not as ugly and the girls ain't either, so all of a sudden we're just feeling good.
Let's see where we left off here. Did that. I don't know. Wasn't Rip in the cartel with Mick and Raven and who else? Muck and Sing.
Yeah,
baby.
Mike Shaw, Muck and Sing, Norman the Lunatic, Bastion Booger.
Yeah.
That's all Mike. Mike was a hell of a talker. Cactus Jack was great. Scotty the Body, I used to rib him all the time. I told him, Scotty, nobody. He'd get hot. It's just a rib.
Because he didn't have the body. Is that what you're
Right.
saying?
I said, that's good. I said, you get serious heat because you saying you got muscles, but you don't. He get mad. I just fucking laugh.
That's awesome. We got that. Let's see. I don't know. I'm lost in here, but I'll look in the and behind now. Lola Vice is from America. She is? She sure doesn't look like it. Maybe she was. Huh. All right.
Well, Opinion Haver, he knows. He's probably hitting it on the side.
Bobby Lopez said that the lighting has massage parlor vibes.
Yes. Nothing wrong with that.
Come on in, girls. John Tucker says more people should join the hustler level of the membership. I'm glad you said that, John Tucker. Matter of fact, at one point in time, I was thinking about just combining them and trying to combine them and make them all $2.99 is what I really want to do. But then I'm afraid if I do that everybody, I don't know what happens. Like if people have to unmember and then remember, and then it'll be too hard for people to do. But I'd really like to just get everybody on a $2.99 level. Personally, I don't know. You guys can put it in the chat what you think of that, but that's kind of what would like to do at some point in time. Hey, Rip, let me show you this. I don't know if you've ever seen this or not. I mean, this is some pretty good stuff here. I think I sent the wrong one. Hold on. Oh, man. Are you kidding me right now?
Was it you beating John Cena?
Hey, why you got to spoil it, man? We got to spoil that. I mean, we're so hard for surprises here. And then
we've seen it before.
Not this video you have.
Oh, okay. Well, then how many times you beat him? Jesus, you must be really over.
Somebody ask Rip a question so I can do something here.
They're asking me a question, I'm thinking.
Who is?
I don't know.
Oh, Opinion Haver. That's a great question. How close are we to 9,000 subscribers?
About 10, I'm thinking. I think we got 9,000.
Right now.
900.
Well, we don't have 9,900.
Or 8,000.
8,994. If there is somebody on here right now, of you 29 people watching that have not went and subscribed to Wrestling with Rip Rogers, go to your phone or go to whatever right now to YouTube, Wrestling with Rip Rogers, hit that little subscribe button.
Go rib us and unsubscribe.
And then we will have, let's get to 9,000 while we're on here. Any chance we can get 6 people to go subscribe.
Just get some kayfabe things where
Yeah, but they end up taking those away.
do they? Okay.
Yeah. Well, Medium 5 said he's going to try to, but a lot of times they'll end up going through and wiping out any kind of phony repeat accounts or whatever. Mike Myers says, what happened to Tim Tyler and Edgar Wallace?
Well, Tim Tyler died. Edgar, I don't know exactly. Edgar Wallace, he was a politician in Lexington. Tim Tyler worked at the studio, and he had a show where he'd dress up as a clown and be an entertainer. But Tim Tyler was a real nice guy, and he liked being that wrestling announcer. He was cool.
Did you get along with Barry Horowitz? He seems to be he seems like a good dude. You should try and get him on the show. Yeah, that's a good idea.
We made a lot of trips together when in Tampa. That's when his name was Jack Hart then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was Jack Hart, and he had the world's greatest loss streak. But then we finally had some kind of big show, and he won his first match. And he'd always have a rubber hose, or and we call him Stretcher Jack Hart, like he was training all the time.
He always looked pretty good. Like he had.
He's always talked about. I said, Jack, what'd you do today? I got up, ate right, tanned, trained, getting ready for action. And he went to school with Buzz Sawyer.
Oh yeah.
And like Buzz was the heavyweight on the wrestling team there, whatever school they went to in Tampa. And Jack was weighed about 180, whatever, 185, 189, or whatever it was there. But he was always telling me let's just say Buzz wasn't quite conventional. He liked to have a lot of fun. And he was in a lot of shenanigans. And he said, don't trust him with a penny. What the hell, right?
I remember Horowitz coming to Seymour.
Yeah,
a couple times maybe.
Yeah, he lived in Nashville then.
And he had the handprint, I think, already on the the vest at that time or whatever.
Yeah, he was over. He was a good wrestler.
Yeah, I always thought. Yeah, thought he looked good and did everything good. Oh yeah, we are now, Rip. 8,998. I think Medium 5 is really getting us going. Somebody else that looks like subscribe.
I think Medium he's sort of like an ambassador for Wrestling with Rip Rogers. Ask Rip Rogers live.
That's right.
So and then Bobby Lopez, he's stirring the stuff with Barry Horowitz. Medium 5, it's all that. It don't get any better than this.
Any better than that. Craig Seabach in the house. He said, Rip, which Canadian territory do you like working the most? Was there a difference in quality between Stampede and Grand Prix?
You know what's funny is when I worked for Stampede, they were on TSN, which was the equivalent of being on like WTBS, a superstation in the United States. So everything we did in Calgary at the pavilion, wherever we wrestled at in Calgary, it was seen nationwide in Canada. And it would be like on the local markets, it'd be a 1-hour television show. But on the cable thing, what they would do, a lot of times they would show the whole tape, but what they do, they would chop it up. So let's say I'm wrestling Bruce Hart, Chris Benoit, Jerry Moore, whatever. We would come into the match at the 8-minute mark, and it would show the last 8 minutes of it. So they would get the finish on TV. So if they had 8 matches there, they would have some complete matches and some partial things, and they would repeat stuff to fill in the time block, but you got to see everything, see everybody, and promote more guys. Where Emil Dupre in Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling in the Maritimes, which is Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, a lot of it's like Leo Burke he was from the Maritimes, but he'd go out in Calgary work. And in the summertime, he'd come back. Bulldog Bob Brown would a lot of times work for Emil Dupre. And when you was with Emil, if you were there for 4 months, you wrestled every day. a lot of times 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. And that's how you get really good. But
So did you have a preference on?
no, it's all the same. It's mostly the same guys too. So it was fun because no matter where you're at, you get sick of the same old shit. I went to Calgary twice, and I went to the Maritimes 4 times. So it was always fun. When I was with the Maritimes, I was after the first time, I was always the boss and ran the shows. And the last time I was there in 1997, Renee was like a 13-year-old kid, and he would travel with me to go to all the towns. He was a little skinny kid. So
Rene Dupree.
Yeah, so I'd get on him about working out. Now he's about 40, something like that, and now he's addicted to working out. And he's jacked, did great in his business, had a great run in WWE. Hell, he was a teenager, and he was out of his league because hell, he was the guys in WWE were probably 30, 35 years old, and he was a young boy. He looked like a man, but he wasn't. So it was hard for him.
He's still wrestling.
Oh yeah.
We're at 8,000. Oh, we just hit.
We hit
9,000. Medium 5 went and
we better get another one, because if not, somebody might.
They may go through and take them all out eventually, but
okay.
At least
we could have
they're all different.
We could have a toast right now, couldn't we?
Well, we don't have anything.
Well, I got a Dr. Pepper. You got a coffee.
Hey, cheers to 9,000.
Okay, wait a minute.
Medium 5. Just think in mind, though. Keep in mind, at 10,000, Rip is dyeing the beard black right here live on Wrestling with Rip.
Are you going to do it?
Well, sure.
Can you get a hot, light-skinned mocha to do it for
Maybe
me?
we'll have Lola Vice come and do it.
Holy moly. Yes, I want Lola Vice to do it. Von Lilas sparing no expense to bring Lola Vice in to come in and bleach my beard black.
It's going to be the
Jet
greatest
black.
ever. All 6 of those were from Medium 5.
Jet fucking black.
So I guess everybody else on here is subscribed, I guess. Let's see. Mike Myers said, Rip, do you stay in touch with any of the surviving ICW members? I saw an interview you did with Lanny, and I saw an episode with Crusher. Yeah, we did Crusher here. You had kind of a convertible blonde reunion not too long ago, didn't you?
Yeah, Ricky Starr, Gary Royal, Cowboy Bob Orton, Ronnie Garvin, Bob Roop. I see a lot of these guys at conventions. Rick McCord's got a big limousine service, I think, out of Richmond, Virginia, and he's doing real well for him. I always see him at the conventions. Fabulous Danny Fargo. He wasn't around no more. I think Fazel Dean is still around. Doug Vines, Jeff Sword.
Do you stay in touch with him though?
Not really. No. I can't remember all that stuff.
You can't remember what?
Staying in touch, and I'll get somebody's number. Can't remember where it's at. How to get in there. Then I'll get something on Facebook or something. I'll forget something. Somebody wanted to bring me in for something to pay me a bunch of money, and then I couldn't remember how to get back to him. Good rib, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So don't take it personal, whatever the hell it was. I'll probably hit it accidentally sometime.
Heavy D said, I sent you $5. Nothing popped up, however. I sent $5 again. Nothing popped up. Google has billed my account here. I hope you get it. I don't know, man. I don't know how that all works. I tried that once with, I can't remember who. Just trying to get their attention. I can't even remember who it was. I had no idea how to do the thing, but so far, no, nothing has showed up, but that's all right. Hopefully you don't get ripped off there, man. Thanks for the effort there, Heavy D. Maybe it'll come through at some point in time. Let's see. What else we got in here? We got the Outrunners coming up soon. I don't know. Billy Jack. I guess I'm Billy Jack. I don't know. Let's see. Don't know.
Said be careful what I say about Billy Jack.
They're talking to each other in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I think they're not.
All right.
I don't think they're talking about what you said.
Okay.
In about 10 minutes, Rip.
There's
about 10 minutes.
There's Turbo and Floyd.
I think this
Look.
is going to be the first time ever that Turbo and Floyd and
Hey, can you click that picture back there for a second?
I sure can.
Okay. Well, that's not it, but
Well,
there it
just
is.
give me a
Hey,
second. Fuck.
check out the worms on both of them. It looks like they got a little fluffage down there, and it should be poked to the left or poked to the right, and it's poking straight out. So it looks like it's just poking. So they're going to have to do the proper techniques as the Outrunners, Kay and Fabe, Turbo and Floyd, Snabits and Fabits.
All that stuff.
But they are jacked, and they're the youngest team there is ever. And while we get older, they get younger.
They get younger. And in case we have some new people on here that have not seen this.
I have nightmares. Not you chopping.
That's me and the Outrunner, Turbo and Floyd.
Not you chopping them. I have nightmares of Chili's girlfriend going. That ain't cool.
No.
Laughing at Turbo and Floyd, laughing that you're an abuser. You as a bully, you're abusing them. I'm glad I got my $5 box thing coming up.
I learned it all from you, Rip.
Well, guilty as charged, yeah.
Oh, we just froze.
Oh, we did, didn't we? Oh, we're all gone. The stream's gone. The comments are all gone. So, what happened?
We still on here?
Is this thing on? I don't have any idea. It
We're
says
frozen.
Oh, now we're back.
I don't know.
Reverse packing. Clayton said it was reverse packing on the.
All right, we need some more questions. Somebody ask a question in the chat there, man. We got about 8 minutes. If these two show up on time, that is.
Well, Turbo's probably doing his hair. Floyd's probably pumping up. They probably got up real early today. Get to the gym, so they're looking massive, looking cut, looking symmetrical, looking like they're over. Since they're the great stars of OVW, the stars of ROH, the star of AEW, the stars of NWA. They're probably the most traveled multi working guys there are in professional wrestling today.
There was something else I forgot to do too. I think. Oh no, I didn't. I got it on there. Never mind. Man, it's tough running this whole thing and producing it and getting all the stuff ready and
being good looking.
Well, not that, but
and
getting all this stuff ready.
Having the sock cap on and keeping the beard trim.
Must be nice just being able to just show up, sit down and talk, and then leave and never have to do anything again. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. I just had to take Dylan to the airport this morning.
Well, that has nothing to do with our show. This isn't wrestling.
Sure
with
did.
Dylan
I had to get here. I had to get
live.
here. I had to get here. It was raining out. I couldn't see.
Is there a worse smelling wrestling venue than the Pavilion in Calgary?
Well, Ernie Couch's entertainment center was it was good for fartage. Guys would like to fart in there because they had the small dressing rooms. So I'd have to say that the Pavilion wasn't that bad. I mean, what the hell, right?
Man, there was first of all, it got bad sometimes at the old OVW building on TV nights. God, those people stunk so bad. But I went to a show that Romer, isn't it like where the WCWO building is or whatever that is? Bam Bam came in town and wrestled, and Romer was like managing. I think he was his manager that night or something. And me and my wife went to watch Bam Bam since he was in town. That place smelled so bad, I could hardly take it.
Was this when he was Trax?
I don't remember. I think he was I don't remember who he was.
He was on name number 12.
I don't remember who he was. But the point is that building smelled to high.
Yeah, it does stink, come to think of it.
Couldn't hardly
But
take
what
it.
the hell, right?
I watch AEW for CJ Perry and the Outrunners. I like it.
Out and Runners.
What's one thing Rip would like to add to wrestling today that wasn't available in his time?
That's a good question.
I don't know. What would be not available? Wasn't available?
I remember years ago, as we wrestled, there was no mats around the ring. And then probably about 1992 or something like they started having those padded mats outside the ring. But before, there'd just be cement out there, and you'd get slammed on the cement, backdrop on the cement and shit. And did it hurt? Yes. But did you love doing it? Yes. Did you love performing? Yes. But we beat the shit out of each other.
I don't think on any of the OVW weekend show, like we didn't take mats. I don't think any of them ever had mats. I don't think. Did they?
I can't remember, but yeah, I think you're right. I think you just gutted it out at the spot show.
I mean, we didn't do a whole bunch of stuff out there, but I remember working the wrestling. I don't even like saying the word work. Naturals. Remember the naturals? We tried to think of them the other day. God, I can't. Anyway, the naturals, and it was for Shadow up in Muncie.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are pretty. I mean, they like to do a lot of stuff. But remember, we were fighting outside, and he went to like suplex me, and I was like, fuck that, and I stopped him. And it was at an armory on a concrete floor. So then he went to do it again. He's like, it won't hurt. It'll be fine. So I was like, fuck it. So we just did it. Didn't feel great, but
it wasn't fine. But what the hell?
It was, yeah, I guess, whatever.
Oh, I was wrestling Buff Bagwell. This was in Global, at the Global Dome, which was the old Dallas Sportatorium that the Von Erichs had for years. So I'm wrestling Buff Bagwell when he's the handsome stranger. I'm beating the shit out of him on the outside, and there's no mats on the floor or anything. It's just cement. So I ass bump him. So I give him the Iggy to reverse it, and they give me an ass bump. And he picked me up like a suplex, and he suplexed me on the fucking cement. I'm going, God damn. It hurt so bad I couldn't sell that son of a bitch.
Now we got somebody popping up down there, Rip.
Who's pop?
Look at that. Look at the name on that thing.
Truth and Magnum. Truth and Magnum here.
I'm gonna have to switch it so we can see the names. I got it turned off right now. I think let's see. I can do that. And running this damn show, Rip.
I think I accidentally pushed a button there.
You need to start doing something, man. Carrie, I got to hit all these buttons, do all this shit.
Well, you got all day to train. You got all day. Yeah.
You know how long this takes? It takes me all day.
Oh.
Let's at least. I don't even know if the other one's coming, so we're gonna get.
Truth and Magnum's here.
Truth and Magnum. Look at that mustache.
Look at that mustache. You can tell he's a goddamn porn star.
Do you think that thing's real?
I don't know.
Pull on that. Let's see.
Pull it. No, I think.
It hurts.
He's got the blonde hair. He's got the Tom Selleck mustache. You know he's a triple X superstar sex guy. You know he's jacked to the Look.
Oh wow.
He's got new tats. He's got
straps.
He's got musts and skulls. And then he might be going solo today because we got Truth and Magnum.
And then we got somebody coming in sideways.
Sideways. Now he's straightened it out.
There.
Now, are they in the same room and they're just ribbing us, or are they separated by thousands of miles?
Turbo and Floyd looks like he's like substitute teaching today or something. Are you in a classroom somewhere? Are you on your lunch break? Are the kids out of recess? What's going on there?
Yeah, I put them out on break. Taking a lunch here, doing the Rip and Rogers Live show here on YouTube at noon. We're here.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Magnum still can't figure out his microphone. Can you say anything up there to see if we can hear you?
It's great to see Vaughn and Lilas here as well today.
Oh, there.
Wow.
It looks like he's got that sexy mustache, the Tom Selleck look.
Hey, welcome to the show, guys. It's good to have all three of you on here today.
When they're on OVW, AEW, Ring of Honor, NWA, and the list goes on, and they're the personal favorites of the great, the uno and only Tony Khan. It don't get any better than that.
We're living life real high these days, Rip.
and jacked to the gills. Look at Turbo and Floyd down at the bottom. Truth and Magnum's got the porno mustache, and Randall there, he's covering his body up, which means he hasn't been to the gym yet today.
Kayfabe that.
I was there.
Oh, he was there.
I was there at 6 a.m. I just woke up from a nap.
Oh, okay. So he's looking good. Hey, can you guys get any more jacked?
Of course we could. There's
Can
always
you
room
do
for
it? Can
improvement.
you spin any more?
I can do a couple more spins. Rip, when's the last time you had a beard, man?
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I just got tired.
Last week he had one.
Well, I know, but I've never seen him in person with one, and now I'm getting a full effect.
Yeah, I just got tired of shaving.
That's the way it is.
That's what he says.
No,
Everybody in the chat's been begging him to grow a beard forever, and he's like, I can't. And then all of a sudden he grows a beard, and he's like, I'm just tired of shaving after 25 years.
I am. Well, you can only get about 6 shaves out of them triple cheap blades from the Dollar Tree, and then it starts doing nub and stuff. Shit.
Is that what it is? He just ran out of blades?
Huh?
He just ran out of blades? The dollar store?
I didn't want to buy any more. I went to the food bank yesterday, got a bunch of food.
Oh yeah, what do they got?
Huh?
What was on the menu?
I got a big box, whole big box full of stuff. So hopefully that'll last me for about a week.
There you go.
It don't get any better than that.
Greatest ever.
Fantastic.
Hey, Truth and Magnum, welcome to the show. I'm glad you finally made it on here. I mean, Turbo and Floyd's visits at least 3 times now, I think. Why have you been avoiding this? Why is this your first time on the show?
Well, there's a lot going on with the Outrunners. I also have, a job to do.
Oh, don't tell people
that.
Do you also do teeth whitening besides the mustache? Your teeth
Yes,
look real white today.
I'm a door-to-door teeth whitening salesman. It takes up a lot of my time.
Now, is it true that you guys ride the jet skis to every show that you go to?
Yes, it's kind of difficult getting to somewhere in the middle of the continent, but we manage.
Name a show we took the jet skis.
I see you guys are almost. You guys go to Miami a lot.
Well, that's where we are right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
We just
like different hotels because of promiscuity or anything like
We
that.
we do have a Miami hotel rotation that we bounce to.
Just wherever the jet skis take us.
I do have to ask you a question here. So I missed it actually, but I saw it on online and everything. You guys have wrestled obviously in AEW, Ring of Honor, NWA, OVW, of course. You had a match with Sting and Darby Allin at one point in time. I think it was Wednesday night, leading to Sting's last match. I thought for sure that the Outrunners were going to walk out, and instead it was the Young Bucks. They had mustaches like yours too? Are they copying what you guys are doing right now, or how's that all working out?
No, go ahead.
Go for it.
We did offer Sting one last chance to join the Outrunners. He hasn't gotten back to us yet, but there's still some time.
After that, the devastating, just the utter and just complete destruction of Sting and Darby Allin, the Outrunners gave him. I think he's begging for mercy, is what it is at this point.
So you would say he's scared, probably.
I don't want to say he's scared, but I'm going to go ahead and say that he's scared.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You hear that, Rip?
But that's got to be it.
I think I'm going to go on strike right now because I want to see the Outrunners with Sting's last match. We need Turbo and Floyd. We need the Out and Runners. We need Truth and Magnum to be up against the Stinger.
That's right. You heard it here first on Rip and Rogers Live. Rip and Rogers is on strike. He is not shaving his beard until he wrestles Sting again.
That's right.
Wow.
Wow. Unbelievable.
My hair falls down and gets in my mouth. And then
For your head?
I'll be then I'll be eating my food. Yeah, see, it comes down here, and I'll be eating, and it'll get in my mouth and stuff. So that's a shits.
You could just shave the top of your head like Turbo and Floyd does.
Well,
Yeah,
I did like Randy said. I shaved it in the back, so I got the Donald Trump
You
look.
should have shaved in the front. Is what we're saying.
It
Oh.
takes a lot of time to really get the trimmer and the scissors and plucking in there to make it look as
Yeah, because Randy's doing it to get
kayfabe
extra
ball,
heat.
but
You know,
that's right.
Randy's got all that heat because then the people can say, "Hey, you're bald, motherfucker!" Ha ha ha! As the fans in the front row, let's just say they're a little bit, couple of ounces overweight, and they got teeth like me, you know. So they're over with that.
Truth and Magnum, I am glad to see you got your natural hair color back because there for a while it all looked kind of dark for a minute. So I'm glad that you got rid of that darkness and let the natural blonde grow back out on top.
Yeah, at the time, like dark hair was was a trend, but I just got tired of dyeing it all the time. Just let it go natural.
Yeah, that's good because he let it natural. Now it's natural again. Before he was dyeing it jet black, I'm thinking, but now it's just growing out. So
when you were that dancing guy back in DCW, numero uno or whatever his name was, did you ever envision? Did you ever envision of one day being an outrunner at that time?
I think you're talking about the Rojos of DCW fame.
Oh yeah, Rojos, yes.
And
Those...
I definitely was not one of those.
Oh, you weren't? That's just an internet rumor?
That's a big rumor. It's been going around for years. That wasn't me.
Oh wow. Huh.
The Outrunners could never. We just started wrestling. Like we're still getting out of our beginners training classes. We're too young to have ever done something like that long ago, of course.
DCW is the distant past. I don't know anything about it.
Youngest man alive. I understand, man. I understand.
Memories, baby. Just think of all the top guys in DCW. Looking back, I'm thinking, well, I can think of this guy's name, but I can't put it with the face. I sort of recognize that face, but I can't see his. Fuck, it's tough. Wait till you get, like a little bit older, like I am.
Apparently it's happened to me too, because I thought for sure that was Dos Rojos #2 or whatever his name was, and I was way off on that. So tell us how it's going right now. Ring of Honor. You guys have been doing a lot of stuff in Ring of Honor. I see clips of it. It costs money though. I found out to watch Ring of Honor these days, and the way we're running this show here, Wrestling with Rip Rogers, we're just not bringing in enough money right now to pay for Ring of Honor every month. But we were hoping that after having the Outrunners on, the viewerships will rise, the money will start flowing in, and then we will definitely start paying for Ring of Honor. So tell us how that's going right now for you.
Well, Lilas, if you stop spending money on razors as well, you should be able to afford the Ring of Honor app on a monthly basis, and it's be the best. I think $8.99 you could possibly spend, because you're gonna get your money's worth with the Outrunners for sure.
It's in Outrunners Weekly. Yeah. That's worth the price of admission right there.
Are you guys still mostly undefeated on Ring of Honor?
Mostly, yes.
Yes.
Have you been banned through mostly professional jealousy of not being allowed to spin? I can just see everybody getting mad because you spin, because you're over, because you're jacked, because you're the youngest guys in professional wrestling today, because you guys let your hair grow out naturally and even pull out the dead hairs to give it the illusion of people saying, hey, ain't got no hair.
So we can look older, yes.
Yes, because it's hard to be the most youngest team in
Look at those
professional
white
wrestling.
teeth, man.
Pearly white.
A couple of people have asked us to maybe tone down the spinning just a little bit for safety's sake, but we have had a few people say, hey, could you maybe not flex so much and save a little bit of muscle for the rest of us, for the rest of the show? Is how we're supposed to follow that we always get. And it's just like, I don't know. We don't even work out. This is just kind of natural to us.
Yeah.
Now, I did see a clip on the internet of Truth and Magnum. It was an OVW something where Mick Foley was there putting him over, saying how great he was. And he definitely was not holding back on the spins and that. He came back, House of Fire, did a bunch of shit, spinning all over the place. So apparently the spinning is okay down there in Louisville.
Yeah, they love it here in Louisville, and I've been really working on my spinning footwork. I think I can get a little faster.
The velocity.
Yeah, the velocity is increasing.
I know Shiloh's one of his fortes of truth and Magnum is he is on the outside and Randy's spinning in the ring. He's spinning on the outside of the apron. Now that's a special talent right there.
That's good
But
wrestling.
Yes, I'm watching. And I was mesmerized by Truth and Magnum on the outside doing the spin on the little 6-inch thing. Well, it was really 18 inches, but we'll say it's 6 inches, and he's just so coordinated. Not only is he jacked and got the blonde hair and the porno mustache, he's spinning on the outside, which should be against the law.
There's not much space out there.
No,
Really not.
It takes a really special, talented wrestler to be able to do that, because that, like Drew said, that's very good wrestling.
So did Mick Foley have any kind words or words of encouragement, words of advice, words of wisdom, or maybe did he look to get some advice from the Outrunners when he was down at OVW the other night?
He walked up to me. I had just unfortunately eliminated myself in the Rumble to save Turbo. I was just completely spent, sitting on the floor, just trying to catch my breath. And he walks up to me, he looks me in the eye, and he says, "Great job." So
I was there, and Truth said his reply I'll never forget because it's the most veteran thing I've ever heard. He said, "No, that was it."
Oh, you got to say it again. You don't have real good service at the school you're subbing at today. He looked at you and said, "What?"
I've got perfect service. So I'm on the Outrunner.net servers. So
all right, but as soon as you were going to say what he told you, you literally left the screen. So if you could repeat that, I'd really appreciate it.
Man, that's a shame, isn't it?
Did he do that on purpose? All right, if you're not going to repeat, let's go to this topic here. I read online that Mickie James is now like some big wig at OVW. Is there truth to that? What's going on with that?
The cat's out of the bag. The word's out there. I think she's if I read correctly, and she was there previously to, I guess, announce that she's head of some sort of talent relations there for the roster going forward for the next however long. I'm not sure, but the rumors are true. You saw it.
Truth and Magnum. Do you think the Outrunners will make the cut with the new talent exec coming in?
I'm hoping so. There's like an age bias that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
And
well, it's not fair. You're so young. You're so young.
You might have to get your parents to sign off on it.
Yeah,
and that's always tough. They don't approve of what we're doing. They want us to go back to school, and it's been a real struggle to help to get these parent signatures for field trips and everything. It's just really hard.
Sometimes people say you're real young. You should have a backup plan. It's annoying.
Well, I hope it all works out there in OVW with Mickie James.
Lots of exciting stuff coming up there. It seems we hadn't been there in a while, and when we did the Nightmare Rumble, there was a lot of commotion, a lot of things going on. I think OVW's they're onto something, so this should be pretty fun.
Well, I got an actual plug for you here, and the Outrunners will be at OVW Tough Love Saturday, February 10th.
Wow!
Wrestling Tough Love, baby. What? Give us a little bit on Tough Love. What's that? Is that like a pay-per-view or what is that?
That is the OVW. Their Saturday night specials. Their premium live events. The Outrunners are positioning ourselves to get that #1 contendership. So I would stay tuned and see what we got going on that day.
Pretty cool. And then this one's really down the road, but it looks like you're in the Road Warrior Tag Team Tournament Saturday, March 16th at, I almost said Glory Hole, but it's Glory Pro Wrestling.
What's a glory hole?
I don't know. Rip taught me about those. I don't know.
Rip.
I went to the truck stop. I'm trying to think what my marker was. And it said, "Come on here to the Glory Hole." And there was a hole in the wall. And so I said, "What the hell?" I looked left. I looked right. I unzipped a little bit and I said, "Shall I? Shan't I? Shall I? Shan't I?" And all of a sudden,
those are the magic words.
I looked into the thing and there was a morbidly obese guy, but he wasn't dressed as a guy. And so I had to get out of that truck stop. It was mile marker, I think number 16. I'm trying to think of the play. Going north of Louisville, but what the hell, right?
Southern Indiana.
Yes. Oh, I
Cool.
mean, I shouldn't say that, but yes.
Wow.
One of our loyal listeners here,
the
John
address?
Tucker's got a super chat question for you guys. Said you guys are awesome in NWA. Hope you're back for more. Are you guys going back to NWA anytime soon? Thanks, John.
We hope to. We hope the Outrunners World Tour keeps trucking along as it has been, and we hope to be there in the future again. It's always a fun show, fun time, fun show. NWA is really great. Did you guys ever get a hold of Billy?
I actually, funny you said that. That was about the same time when all that TV stuff was going down, and the one thing, the pay-per-view or whatever.
Yeah.
So I held off. I just sent him an email this week. Never heard back. Kayfabe.
Gotcha. Kayfabe.
Maybe he's just down the list. He's not to it yet. Possibly.
We're probably in the top 100. You know.
I'm sure he'll get back to me pretty soon. Hey, Doctor
They
Nick.
respond pretty quick to the Outrunners. That's kind of weird.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, we're not as over as the Outrunners. Dr. Nick Beckham's in the chat today. Spin of honor, baby. Spin of honor.
Spin of honor. I like that.
Spin of honor.
Hey,
It's
you,
good.
you
Dr.
ought to
Nick and Beckham.
You ought to patent that thing. Then nobody else in the world can say it. Wow.
Spin of honor.
Yes.
Dr. Nick and Beckham. That sounds pretty familiar.
Yeah, Dr. Nick and Beckham. Yeah.
Dr. Nick.
Or Man and Beast.
Man and Beast. That's what I'm saying.
And then Rips, one of Rip's kids is here.
Roy
And,
Fox.
and he must not know we have a guest on here today because he's got a super chat question, which we can't ignore. Wants Rip to tell an Ernie Ladd story right in the middle of the world famous Outrunners.
I want to hear an Ernie Ladd
You guys
story.
got a couple
Yeah, let's
minutes
hear
here to hang on for Rip's Ernie Ladd story.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Well,
All right.
let's just do a little talking about Ernie Ladd. When I was in Mid-South in 1983, we were working for the cowboy Bill Watts. I lived in Bossier City. That's right, Bossier City, which is right outside of Shreveport. Right next door to me from my apartment was the great 6'9" in Texas tall Ernie the Big Cat Ladd. We'd be in that car when I'd get Big Fat Bundy in there. Him and Ernie be the balance in the front seat. I'd be in the back to myself, pleasuring myself, whatever. So Bundy be stirring Ernie. Ernie, he'd ask Ernie a question, this and that. Ernie would say, Bundy, you big fat turd. You're not 6'9" in Texas tall. You're not a former pro football player. You're not a former legend like myself. So I said, yes, Tubbo, to get out and you do you some push-ups, to go on a diet and to prolong that career. Rogers, who's the greatest babyface you ever seen? You, Ernie. You see that right there, you big fat turd Bundy. Rogers, who's the greatest heel you ever seen? You, Ernie. That's why I like that Rogers. He tells it the way it is. All the time Bernie saying, fuck you, motherfucker. And I'm just fucking laughing.
All right.
So then when we'd stop we'd have to stop.
For the glory hole.
No, we didn't do a glory hole. But Ernie would go in and get something to eat. But then he'd get stuck at the goddamn pinball machine for about 3 hours. And Bundy was always, he got to get going because he had the woman of his dreams at home. And he had to get back to his woman. But anyway, that was just an Ernie Ladd story. 6'9" in Texas tall, wearing the cowboy boots, wearing the big old afro. One of the greatest of all times. Ernie Ladd, the big cat. And you heard it all right here because it was spurned on by the Out and Runners, Turbo and Floyd.
It was spurned on by Roy Fox. He
Yeah.
asked the question.
Yeah. Did you
Super
get all
chat.
that, Ernie? Did you get all that, Roy? Roy's sitting around in Iowa. He's probably hanging out at the gym right now, probably listening to our shit, probably wishing he was Turbo and Floyd, probably working he was on ROH, and maybe he can be on AEW, maybe he can be he's just like sort of like Briley, Nick Nimitz' brother. He's over now, so that can be Roy Fox too.
All right, thanks, Roy. Appreciate that. Stephen Key says I'm a heel. I must have been too mean to Roy. Sorry, Roy. Apologize. I don't like.
Well, you are a heel.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Hey, this is what else we're plugging for the Outrunners today.
All right, mostly undefeated.
Yeah.
Jericho Cruise, baby.
Oh shit! It don't get any better than that.
January 26th to 30th. The Chris Jericho Cruise. Look at all the top stars on there, man. Swerve Strickland, Orange Cassidy, Darius Martin, all the top stars. Johnny Cruz. Man, it doesn't get any better than that. And then
Nick Wayne.
Bring it all together at the very bottom there, which means they're really the stars because they're bringing this whole thing together. The Outrunners,
Turbo, Floyd, and Truth Magnum. Wow.
Look at you guys practice that? Do you guys practice that?
We have rehearsal every Friday before the show starts.
Every Friday at noon, except for when it's not.
Yeah.
What's 11 now?
And we're on Eastern Standard Time, ladies and gentlemen.
We started at noon we had this streak going for like 6 weeks. We did it at noon. And then Rip started booking all our guests at noon. And I was like, what happened to our show at noon? And Rip goes, well, we always do it at 11, don't we? I was like, we never do it at 11.
Well, I couldn't remember.
It's concrete time at noon. It has been for I don't know how long.
I think what you're doing is the opinion haver. He's on the fast time in California. He don't know everybody there either. But I think you're catering to the opinion haver. Well, of course, you was on Ben Hameen's on the Hameen Network. You were styling and profiling with opinion haver, formerly Army of Two, but now Army of One. But anyway, what the hell?
Yeah, all that.
5 days on the high seas with the youngest men alive. It doesn't get any better than that.
Oh my God!
I believe limited tickets have just been made available. So,
yeah, tell us more about it, man. You got anything else? Limited tickets, Outrunners. What do you guys wrestle on that thing, or what's the process there?
You just hang out and look good, or
hang out, look good. Captain the ship. We are now co-captains. We've assigned ourselves as co-captains of the ship.
I like that.
I have a lifeguard duty, really, at least 3 shifts. So
I'm assuming they have you guys take your jet skis, right? Like you'll be able to drop those in the water whenever you want and drive around on those.
Yeah, there'll be a boat. There'll be a boat following them the whole time with a ramp, so we can jump ourselves up into the pool. But I think we've got a couple of tanning sessions scheduled, maybe some oiling. There's a pose off. I think we have to do a couple of those, and then just captain the ship and make sure everybody gets to Mexico and back.
How's the spinning class you were talking about having there? The spinning class.
To be determined.
Yeah.
Let me try this question again. Do you guys wrestle on the cruise?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I didn't know it was just like you hang out with people and sign autographs and.
No, they got trained. Lots of matches are set to be announced. I think they've already, if you go to their social media, they've announced that some of the matches taking place there already.
They got a championship belt, I think. They got
a cruise belt, a cruise title.
Cruise title.
Oh shit, that's what you guys need, man. Another title there, AEW.
Hey, you guys are sort of like you're at the top of your game here. Here on ROH and OVW and NWA.
OVW.
Your Tony's got You got Al reaching in his pocket, paying the big ass money. You guys are over beyond compare. You're on our podcast. You're spinning. You're teaching spinning. You're on the cruise, and I seen Orange Cassidy's on there. Man, I just start shaking. I was just so excited. Then I saw referee Aubrey was on there. Oh my God. I was just thinking of all the facial expressions I can do and go, oh my God, this and that.
All right.
Wow.
So speaking of first time on the podcast, Truth and Magnum. Since you've not been on here, I gotta just show you this real quick here. I don't know if you remember that night, if you were there, if Turbo and Floyd was there by himself at that point in time, but
That looks familiar. Can you play it again?
I sure can. Thanks. Any memories of that night at all?
The only thing,
No, it's not your turn. It's Truth and Magnum's turn. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah. As I was saying, that whole night was more or less of a blur. The only thing I can truly remember is that laugh. Hearing that laugh, and I remember Rip putting that laugh over how much he really enjoyed it when we came backstage.
Oh,
Truth and Magnum, your turn.
I think my ears are still ringing from the laughter.
Not from the chop, but from the laughter. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Doesn't get any better than that. Who
I
won
think
that
Turbo had
match?
to go,
tonight? You might
great-
remember who won?
I think mostly the Outrunners, if I remember right. It's been so long ago. We were essentially infants at that point.
What else you guys got, man? This thing, you got any questions, Rip?
I got too many questions.
Okay, ask one.
You know, I mean, inquiring minds want to know, and we want to pry, because these two
Are you
studs
throwing darts down there? Go ahead.
throwing darts.
Yeah, he looks like he keeps throwing darts. He's got a.
My dog really wants his tennis ball thrown.
Oh, I thought he was throwing darts in the classroom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Practicing my
Inquiring minds want to know. What were you?
practicing
Well,
my
you
bull-
guys are such sex symbols. You got any dirt? You could, some movie stars you're engaged to, or you're having affairs with, if they're married or something like that, or of different genders or whatever. You guys are just so exciting. And if I was a girl, I'd be doing you, but I'm not. So
I think what Rip's trying to say is, what you guys' your love life looking like?
as
like,
James E. Barnett would say, any dirt.
you guys tied. You got the Outrunners tied down. You guys, Hollywood vixens lined up. Anything like that?
The only thing I know that we have lined up is that if Rip was a girl, he'd be doing it.
We got that going for us.
We got that going for us, so that's always a plus.
So I got a question for Truth and Magnum. Is that and sorry to offend you if you've had some sort of life tragedy along the way, but is that your real voice, or how do you get that deep voice like that, man? I wish I had that grizzled, gruffy voice like that. That's awesome.
I've had this voice since I was 13 years old.
Early puberty, huh?
So
Early.
when you was 12, you didn't have that voice, or
I woke up on my 13th birthday and there's hair where there was no hair, the deep voice. It was just like that.
The thick mustache. I remember.
Mustache. That has to be glued on. Look at that thing.
It's really
That is
good.
so awesome.
I think it was holding.
Yeah.
That is great, man. That is that's the best mustache I've ever seen.
When I was 12 and 13, I remember looking down when I'd be on the toilet, and I'd have a few hairs down there growing south, and I would sort of comb. I had a couple of them that were black, but most of them were just coming in like light. But as I got to like 13, and that's sort of like the magic age, and I was turning into manhood there.
Yeah.
I was quite proud of. I was always had a little comb and just taking it a little bit.
A comb.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, I mean, it was only a couple little hairs, and they were started out white, turning darker. So that was a big step in my life.
Well, you don't want those to get tangled, so the comb is very important.
Aren't you glad you guys are Outrunners? Just think, man, if I could have been an Outrunner, or I could have sat here with Rip every Friday for 3 hours talking about combing his pubes. You know?
That's just the luck of the draw sometimes.
Hey, when you guys are on when you're on Chris Jericho's on the big cruise, are you going to bring back videos that you can send we can put on here and play of like Turbo and Floyd dancing the mariucci or whatever that shit is, or being with hot girls there, and here's Turbo and Floyd. Oh,
Time out. Speaking of videos,
I
gotta. Stephen Key says Vaughn is heel. It's time for me to be a heel.
Okay.
I asked these two Tuesday just to do a little, hey, Outrunners, we're going to be on Wrestling with Rip Rogers Live. Just a little 15-second clip, each one of them. I could have made a YouTube short. I could have put it on Twitter. I could have done all this stuff with it to plug this show, and neither one of them, Rip, neither one of them sent me a video.
Well,
I believe
you're busy.
I
They got a lot of women.
I believe I told you to send that to our secretary, the requests, and it would get back to us. And
I had to wash my hair.
Well, number one, I didn't have any contact information for your secretary. And number two, there, Turbo and Floyd never even replied at all. Never even said anything about it. Really appreciate
he had to wash his hair.
Really
Am I to answer every text message I get that comes across my desk?
Give me a break.
He's probably got thousands.
Your teacher's desk, yeah.
Thousands and thousands of hot women wanting to just meet out and runner.
But even though
wow,
I did not get the video back, I still made all these things.
Wow!
I still plugged these guys.
Whoa!
Shit, look at all that they got coming up. That's just the kind of guy I am. So, Stephen Keys, you think I'm a heel? Look at all that shit I did for these guys. They couldn't even send me a video back.
Now, wait just a minute. We definitely retweeted your tweet.
Retweeted your
Hey,
tweet.
thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Appreciate
But did it
Appreciate
did
that.
it have the thing on there where you tweeted or you couldn't, and you had to send me something else?
That's awesome.
Rip Rogers couldn't add us on Twitter, so we were confused. We didn't know if it was really us or not.
Yeah.
Mr.
do?
Technology.
What'd you do, Ron?
I don't know. I always doing something.
What do you
wrong.
do? I want to hear a good Rip Twitter story.
Oh, I don't really have any good Rip Twitter stories. He just claims he doesn't know how to tag people and things, which is the
I've
most.
never
easy.
tagged anybody on stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he just doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Mr. Technology.
So every week, pretty much for the last 2 years, I've sent him a picture to tweet out, and he always says, "I don't know how to do that. I can't do that." So then we have Herb Simmons on here a couple weeks ago, who then books him on our show for his St. Louis convention. Herb Simmons texts him a picture right after the show. Rip has it tweeted out perfectly within 5 minutes. After telling me for 2 years he doesn't know how to tweet a picture.
Well, he had that thing on there that you could retweet it.
It wasn't a retweet. You tweeted it. Like you tweeted a picture. It wasn't a retweet.
Fuck, I got to do impromptu shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's what I'm saying. The impromptu promo videos. This is crazy. Vaughn wants all this stuff from us.
Get real.
I get a text message that says from Vaughn and Lilas to do these impromptu videos, and I just wasn't ready. I got to go back to promo class.
Well, let me ask you this question. Has there been any I'll just straight up ask it. Are you guys officially signed to AEW yet?
We heard the rumor. Mark Henry came on here and said that we were signed 2 months after our debut there, which was a couple of years ago. I wish somebody informed me, but no, we are not at the moment.
That is not a rumor. Mark Henry definitely. Now, the only thing I will say in Mark Henry's defense is I actually said the word the Outrunners. He was like, "Oh, Rip, who are those guys that you train? You guys, a tag team that really good?" And I said, "The Outrunners?" And he said, "Yeah." I went to bat for them. He didn't say it 2 months after you got there. He said like 2 months ago, I went to bat for them and finally got him. I got him signed. And I was like, "Oh, is that breaking news?" So I didn't really pursue it after that because I didn't want it to be a thing live on our show, you know. But he definitely implied that the Outrunners were signed with AEW.
We saw him the next week in Texas, and he came up to us and was like, "I'm sorry, I thought you guys were signed." And he went. I mean, he has been going to bat for us each and every time that we're there.
Yeah.
So I know
So he really did say that. He came and said that to you guys.
He because he was on the show, and I go, yeah, we saw the show. We were kind of hoping you do something we didn't, and yeah, we talked. I mean, we talked to him. He's a great guy. We talked to him all the time, but he goes to bat for us a lot. Big Mark Henry fan.
He's the man.
Yes.
I would think that we almost got you signed, and maybe still got you signed through Mark Henry. We could have gotten a 15-second promo.
Yeah, that's weird, huh?
Yeah, so that's funny how it works.
What do you think, Rip? Are they gonna get the big deal?
Well, my God, they should have had the deal a long time ago.
I mean,
I know Tony's a businessman, or he's a busy guy. He's writing all these TVs. He's doing all this booking. He's got to handle all the problems he's got of running this major company. He's got to worry about his dad's football team. He's got to worry about his dad's soccer team. He's got to worry about counting all that money. He's got to worry about getting his hair fixed just right. And hey, he's just a busy guy.
So he's going to get around to it as well.
He'll get around to
right,
it. Yeah. What the hell? At least he's smart enough to have Turbo and Floyd,
The good thing is you guys have youth on your side. So if it doesn't happen right away, you got plenty of time.
We got
time. Yeah.
They're getting younger all the time. Pretty soon, I think you guys will look like you was at the Shields Junior High School in Seymour, Indiana. You're about 13 years old, 7th grader. And then have the old shirts buttoned up like this and that. And anyway, that's just wishful thinking. And you're the only guys that, since you're eternally youthful, I'm just a jealous old bastard because I'm old and ugly and disgusting looking. I hate everybody.
Anybody in the chat have a question for the Outrunners before we get out of here? Any last?
You've got the beard. You've got the beard gimmick, Rip. You've found the microphone. You stopped eating chips and into it. I think you're doing really great for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, Vaughn, like he quit feeding me. Now I just got Dr. Pepper and a coffee. And before I'd bitch something, then he got the things in my teeth gimmick. He said, well, you're buying your own food now. So I've been starving to death.
It's not all totally true. I did quit giving him chips because it got real annoying. We actually started losing some viewers because he would just chomp into the microphone the whole time. He won't talk in the microphone, but he would sure chomp in the microphone.
The bag was in the microphone too.
I gave him a kind bar. We had like 3 hours the other day. So I gave him a kind bar, and all he did was bitch about it. He just pulled it like all apart and these little bitty crumbs, made a mess all over the place, bitched that it hurt his teeth and all this stuff. So I said, fine, I'm done giving you food. That was it.
So now I'm like it's horrible. I have nothing to eat here. I mean, Dr. Pepper's great, and the coffee was great, and we even went with the coffee things when we had the 9.
Yeah, we hit 9,000 subscribers today. I think it's because the Outrunners were coming on. We hit a milestone today.
Nice.
I think that was
Congratulations, guys.
Without the Out and the Runners.
Yep.
We wouldn't have done it at all.
We get you signed to AEW, you get us 9,000 subscribers.
But
even
we need clips. We need clips from when you guys are on the 7 Seas going around dancing with chicks in hot bikinis and everything. Turbo and Floyd and Out and Runners. I want to see you stealing the show, be dancing in the middle. Jericho, you'll have referee Aubrey just making every kind of facial thing there is. You guys will be awesome. It'll all because you guys are Turbo and Floyd, Out and Runners, Truth and Magnum. It don't get any better than that.
Greatest ever.
Hey, before we let you go, I do have a question on the Jericho Cruise. How did that come about? Did somebody does Tony Khan say, hey, we want to book you for the cruise? Is this Jericho's cruise? How'd you guys get on this thing? Or is it just because you're the Outrunners and naturally you're going to be on it?
The man himself texted us.
Yeah, Chris texted us group text a few weeks ago, asking us to be a part of it.
Well, that's real cool.
That's from the man himself.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
Who's going to referee if Aubrey's on the cruise with the sexy bikini on?
So did
I'm bringing my referee shirt just in case.
When you get that text, do you reply right away, or do you let it sit for a minute? Not looking so anxious, or you wait till somebody else replies first? How do you do that?
Well, I think to get through all my other text messages, I just process it like all the rest.
But it was it was almost simultaneously. We both responded, "Who's this?" Chris who?
New phone, who dis? Is that what you said?
Yeah. No, I think I was at the gym, so I didn't see it for a little bit
I responded.
immediately.
Awesome.
That would be one of the greatest things in your life. Turbo and Floyd, Truth and Magnum, Outrunners, getting a call from the legendary Chris Jericho about the big cruise. You'd be hanging out with all the hot women, and you're going to send us video after video, not like you were supposed to do today and plug the show. You would not forget. And you will send us videos for the show so we can spin the win on our shows and just put you guys over, and it'll be all you. How does that sound? You.
That sounds good. Rip, to help alleviate some of this abuse you've been getting on the Vaughn and Lilas Rip and Rogers Live show, we will definitely send you some pictures. We'll get you some video.
Full report.
We'll report back to you.
Will you be all oiled down on and pump doing push-ups there and just being shredded?
I'm not going to have my shirt. Yeah, I'm not going to have my shirt off and not have a sick pump.
Well, okay.
All right, boys. Well, I gotta hit the road. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go drink, party all weekend. So we're gonna get going. I know you guys are busy. Obviously, you've told me you're too busy to read my text and reply to my text and respond to my text and all that good stuff. So I know you got to get going. You got the jet skis waiting outside. Wherever you're going this weekend, plugged all your shit already. Thanks for coming on. The Outrunners are always welcome, man. Anytime. Outrunners are always welcome.
Thank you, guys, and please
feed
Rip.
And I'm so happy that Truth and Magnum decided to join Turbo and Floyd today. 2 Outrunners is better than 1 any day of the week.
2 Outrunners, 1 show.
We'll be back.
Spin to win. It don't get any better than this.
Thanks, boys. The Outrunners, ladies and gentlemen.
We gave you a hand. Peace. This is the greatest show we had today.
Randy's got those kids coming in. You can see the recess is over.
Ooh, my boy.
Recess is over. Hey, Roy Fox, no problem, man. The question was from earlier. I was just giving you shit. I know somebody said I was being mean to you or whatever, but I just giving you shit, man. We welcome super chat questions anytime, any place, anywhere, no matter who's on here. So yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. But Ripper, I got to get going, man. You got any last words of wisdom to the people out there?
Well, this was the greatest show we did today. And hopefully next week at the same time. Well, I guess it'll be, I don't know if it's 11 or if it's 12. We'll just have to look and see.
It should be 11.
And who's ever the guests on next week, maybe they'll send us a thing where they can actually plug it. Remember, it'll be Eastern Standard Time, and it will be Wrestling with Rip Rogers Live. So it don't get any better than that. I know you got a lot of things going on. You got to do your whatever extravaganza.
See if the wife's on the airplane yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So anyway, I think 11 o'clock. It works for me. I like 11.
Okay.
Give me the head bob in, the Starcade head bob. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for all the members. Thanks for the Outrunners. Everything else. Have a good weekend. We'll be back right here again next Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern. Concrete, baby. We're out of here.